Hey guys, it's Debbie here. So today I want to be talking about what not to say to a parent of a child with special needs or disability. If you like what you're watching, please subscribe and share and press that like button. We greatly appreciate it. Not to say to a parent of a child with disability or special needs. Say that maybe your friend or family member that knows somebody that has a child with a disability. Well, here's some list of suggestions of what not to say. That is just unethical, unhelpful in any way, and really are just like kind of empty questions or comments that is just negative, that has no like place to be said at all.
How about no?
Are they going to fix him or her? First off, like, how kind of rude and disrespectful is that? How, in a way that can this child with a disability be fixed, is not to be fixed at all. There's nothing wrong with them. Instead, you should be more in a positive manner saying that, like, how, blessed they are or how grateful that is, congratulate them in a way that they have this amazing child and such a unique person, and like how they learn things and how they adapt and are capable of in such ways, Then the next comments that we would say, he or she doesn't look like they have a disability. I have heard this so many times, beyond of my years, whether with other parents with their child that have a invisible disability, even if my own family members that have this invisible disability that is not known or they don't look like they have a disability. It's first off very rude.
How rude!
It's discriminative a bit, and it gets to parent questioning also back at you in a sarcasm way, like, how are they supposed to look with a disability? So don't say that, please. And then another comment that you would hear sometimes is that you just have to be strong. Me as a mom with a child with disability, and I also have family members with disabilities, and knowing my, family members, parents, involved in their lives, we're tired, we're exhausted. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that, like, oh, we're so strong-willed to be raising our child that has a disability. We have our hard days. Like, this is not easy, We don't want to be strong. We have our days that we just want to sit there and we want to cry. Sometimes we want to vent. Sometimes we just need a friend that needs to listen to what we have to say. Because then when you're saying something like that, it gives the parent a little bit of discouragement of to say anything. Like they don't have the right to vent out or to be emotional. They don't have the right to cry when maybe their child is having a really hard day at school, or having a hard time in general, anywhere in public or at home, or their child is having a meltdown, and we have to put on our strong face on and not feel weak, not feel emotional about it. It's just very discouraging to us to not feel like we can be vulnerable and showing our weak side when we need to let things go as need to be, because this is not an easy job as a parent. It's not easy for anybody. So it just makes us feel like we have to put on our game face and show expectation to out the world that what is it like to be a super mom or a super dad, or being, a strong-willed parent to a child with a disability, when they have an outburst or throwing a tantrum, or if something, happens to them. It's just very discouraging in a way. It makes us feel like we're not human in a way, And then another way is another comment that you would hear sometimes, I know how you feel. So not to be dismissive in any way, towards your comment, that We get it. Maybe you're just trying to be positive about it. Sorry to hear, you're gonna hear some cat noises around in the background. Ignore that, please. But to go on with it, like, you're gonna, it just makes us, a parent, feel like it when you're saying that you know how it feels. If it kind of makes the parent feel like they're being dismissed, or that their feelings are being dismissed because you're putting in your input of your feelings, like you know what it's like. Maybe you don't know what it's like because it's very unique, of this parent situation. Every parent is going through something different. And I will admit it, even myself, that I may have said these comments, as I may have said this one actual comment to another parent that has a child with special needs as well. And then, they may be going through something completely different than whatever I may have experienced. And I may have said this, and I didn't mean to say it in any negative content way or dismissing in their, their feelings and their values. I don't mean it that way. So that was my lesson, So, like, I'm just putting in that little perspective for other people that may say this comment. Like, don't dismiss their feelings. Just be a listener, because they just need to express themselves in such a way. Be a better friend or a family member. Be a good loved one to that person that just maybe need to say something. Let them be expressive. Don't be saying that kind of comment, even if it's within a positive matter, but they don't want to hear that. They just need to express out to what they are currently going through. Okay? And then moving on to this next comment that you hear of is everything that, or no, everything will be okay. I get it that this is like a more positive comment and to be expressed in that way, but like we don't really want to necessarily hear that either. We get it that we know automatically in our head that everything is going to be okay, or it will be okay. But in the moment of time, they just want to be able to say, like, right now they are not okay. They're not okay. Like, they just want to say it. Let us say it, And we have the rights to feel that way and want to say it and express how we want to at the moment in time. We know that it will be okay, and we will move on, and we will pass this. But at the moment and right now, it's not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. So moving on from there is another comment that you can also hear be expressed is, wow, you must be so busy. Yes, we are very busy parents that are dealing with a child that has a disability due to whatever the case may be of, like, appointments and doctors and schools and stuff. But like, we don't want to be busy. I don't know how else to really express it. Like, we don't want to hear this comment. They're like, wow, you must be so busy. Like, why are you making that assumption? Like, you don't know what the life is like or what our schedule is like on a daily basis. Sometimes, like, maybe we don't want to be busy. Sometimes we are not. Sometimes life is just hectic, whatever it is at the moment in time. But we want to just relax. We just want to, like, take a breather for a moment and, like, have to figure out whatever it is that we want to do with our free time. Like, don't make an assumption that it's busy all the time every day. Don't. Okay? And then moving on to the next comment, and I've seen this on frequently daily basis through whether I may have experienced it, which I have, and then I've seen it other parents experience this as well. With this comment, it kind of gives, it's one of those cringeworthy things, that moment when people say it is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What do you have to be sorry about? You shouldn't have to be sorry for something that's out of anybody's control. This is nothing to be sorry about. We don't want to hear that. We don't want sympathy. We don't want the pity, to be apologetic to something of, like, my child has a disability, or this diagnosis, or you just found out, this new diagnosis of your in your pregnancy, and then you hear a comment from someone like, oh, I'm so sorry. we don't want to hear that, and we don't want to say that either to someone else that maybe they just found out in the pregnancy that their child may have Down syndrome or some other type of different diagnosis of cerebral palsy or like, what's another one? There's so many out there. Or like, if your child, you just, found out that your child is...
Run.
Really? Sorry, my cats are very crazy today, so please excuse it. They're very hyper right now. We don't want to hear the comments of saying, I'm sorry. What is there to be sorry about? We don't want your sympathy, okay? No parent wants that kind of sympathy from a friend or a stranger or a family member. Instead of saying sorry to whatever the case may be of the scenario, whether, if the parent is pregnant and they just found out their diagnosis that the child may have Down syndrome or cerebral palsy or, something else that could be of like, whatever that may be of the diagnosis of health risk or medical condition, or if the parent has found out that their child is autistic. We don't want your sympathy at all. In this case scenario, like, you can say instead, congratulations. Like, this is really exciting news. I'm so glad that you found out about this now. So, or, just don't say those, just don't say I'm sorry. No sympathy. We don't want it. Okay? Because, we want to process whatever the information at the moment in time, and it's going to be difficult. A parent is going to go through a processing time that's going to be shocking or difficult for them, and they don't want nobody's sympathy. Okay, moving on from there. Another comment you would hear is, you lucky you have a normal child too. Okay, so putting in my little note, personal life perspective, that I do have a child with disability. And I also have a neurotypical child. Well, I shouldn't even say that. I don't know. I don't want to hear that I have a normal child too. And I'm sure no other parents wants to hear that either, that they have a normal child either, or neurotypical child, as we all would say. Because what does normal mean? How is having a child with a disability not normal too? It just feels a little bit kind of discriminative, in a way, and feels like not including, my child with a disability or a different diagnosis. It doesn't sit well with us. We love all of our children, equally. And we want to, be inclusive in all ways as possible. And we want to be not only inclusive, but we want to share that inclusivity with others, and that are involved in our children's lives. So, it's just very discriminative, and we don't want to hear that. It feels like it's very dismissive of our children that have a disability or special needs. So, because it just sounds like they're not going to have a fair life chance versus our child that is neurotypical. So let's not go with that way, because everybody deserves a chance. Everyone is equal. Everybody deserves an equal opportunity of a chance in life of what they want to work for and go for in their lifestyle. Okay. And then moving on forward to the next comments that you would hear is, oh, he'll catch up. What is that supposed to mean? That he'll catch up. Is it something that we think that even for a child with either that is autistic or has ADD, ADHD, or, has maybe a learning delay of some sort type, to catch up with the rest of the others? What is that? This is one thing that I always put in perspective, is that every child is unique. Every child is going to learn in their own pace, in their own way, because no one is the same. No one learns the same way. We all learn differently. I know, I'll admit it, I learn completely in a different way versus how my husband may learn in his own way when we both are learning. Could be the same subject, doesn't matter what it is, whether it be history or like arts or geographic or math, anything, whatever that we may be learning about. Even in real life situations, like learning mechanicals of how to fix a car, or like learning about your monies and finances, my husband can learn like way quicker than I can, because for me, like as my own unique individual, like I have to process things different ways than my husband does. Just to put in perspective in that way for even adults, that every unique individual learns in their own pace, in their own way. Okay? We don't want to hear that a child is going to catch up to whatever the average standards may be, like of in school, that, you know, of whatever that they put on, you know, those papers that you see in the tests of the national average of like the testings of the child, which, and I'm not going to go into that. That's just my own personal opinions. But don't say that, you know, that, oh, they're going to catch up. They're going to learn in their own way. They're going to go and follow in their own pace. And I feel like every parent should go follow in that way. And every individual, period, should go and learn in that way. Learn in your own pace. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with whether you learn super fast than others or whether you like to take your time and learn in a slow way. Okay? Just go with that route of what is best for you, and what is best for that other individual will be their best way. Instead of saying these discriminative, unhelpful, empty comments or questions, instead put in a positive reinforcement, asking of like, how are you? Asking them simply of, how is your day going? You know, what have you been doing lately? Or, you know, and positive engagement with the parents so that you can get involved in what their life is like and what they're going through. And then next comment that you can also say is that, like, I would love to hear about your child, or like what's been going on lately about them in a positive manner, you know, because then that makes a parent feel comfortable, and like maybe makes them feel like that you're trustworthy, that they want to talk to you, that they want to share things with you about things that maybe something that their child finally got to achieve or got to do that's really exciting, and they want to share that. And then another like comment or question that you can say is like, I'm here for you. How can I help you? Because sometimes a parent just needs that. Sometimes a parent want to hear that, but it has to be like purposeful. Like you actually mean it. Like you're going to actually be attentive about it and mean it and do it, being there for them. And, you know, even if you are being super meaningful about it, maybe they may just like let you know, like, no, it's fine. Like, you know, if whatever may be the case of the day. I hope that this was super helpful. Great video that you guys got to enjoy and watch. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you guys. Have a great day.